We would use my Barbies as like giants that the Ninja Turtles would like beat up on, but my brother wasn't playing with Barbie dolls, you know, and I was too young to be like, oh, girls played with dolls and boys played with these, but I just liked Ninja Turtles better, and I think also because I related to Donatello, because I was nerdy and I was an introvert. Yeah, I was an ugly ass duckling, yeah, growing up. I was, yeah, not the cutest thing, thick, big ass goggles, braids, like 2 ponytails, like, yeah, I was a hot mess. Why my mother let me go outside like that, I don't know. I'm Grace. I like to, or prefer to go by as the Queen G22. I guess I am a collector, and I like sharing that. So my content is basically Ninja Turtles and gaming, more retro gaming, but I put out like whatever game I guess I'm interested at the time. Ninja Turtles has been a huge part of my life since I was a small kid. My brother and I would watch the 87 cartoons after school, and my mother picked that up, and then she would go shopping at like thrift stores, flea markets, garage sales, stuff like that, and get my brother and I Ninja Turtle toys. My first Ninja Turtle toy was Donatello. He was loose. He just had his bow staff, so I was first introduced to Donatello as far as the toys go. It is weird to me, but I know it's not weird in general, that I'll get comments and men will say, wow, a girl that likes Ninja Turtles. See, I had a babysitter and she would always get me Barbie dolls. I enjoyed my Barbies, thought they were cool, but I think it's because I could relate more to the Ninja Turtles because I was also watching the cartoons. My passion for video games also started at an early age with the Ninja Turtles. I grew up on the Nintendo Entertainment System. My parents bought us a Nintendo. It came with Duck Hunt, and it came with, you know, the Zapper, and it came with the Mario Brothers game. And that was a game that we would also play. Me and my brother would play the Nintendo together. And as we got older, then we would play the Super Nintendo together, and then the GameCube. It never stopped until I graduated from high school. I had to move out and become an adult, which sucked. For the longest, I did not consider myself a collector because my toys are from my childhood. I just kind of held on to my toys, especially Donatellos, because I have a lot of Donatellos. It wasn't until Instagram, really, and I was blown away that there were other people in the world that like Ninja Turtles. So I get my home and I start pulling out all my Ninja Turtles so that I can share them with other people. And that was when I guess it kind of re-sparked wanting to purchase Ninja Turtles again. And I was on eBay just kind of like looking around at stuff, and this beautiful set of statues comes across my feed. I didn't have that much money. They were quite expensive. So I messaged the person. I was able to work with them, I guess. So these statues are in my possession, and when I got those statues, it sparked something in me. Like, I like Ninja Turtle statues more so than the figures. I will not go out and buy old figures, but I will purchase newer figures that take me back, which is why for a while I was struggling. I'm not a collector. I like just having things that like transport me back in a time when, you know, things are just super fun, super easy. Go home, get home from school, play with my toys, you know, and go to bed. But lately, since I've been purchasing more statues and the NECA figures that are coming out, I guess, yeah, I'm a collector. I took myself to Home Depot hardware store, and all I did was order myself a tough shed. It was just the shell of the structure. We then hired a licensed electrician to set up its own breaker box and get it set up with its own power. So a lot of you were concerned about the temperature in the shed, and as several of you noticed, I do have a split system. Why didn't I put more chairs in here? Well, to be honest with you, I'm an introvert, and this room was never meant to entertain a bunch of people. It was only meant to entertain me and my dogs and maybe one other person, whoever that is in here. It's a private space for me. If you want more chairs in your game room, then you should do that. I kind of got popular too from my she shed, which I call the Lioness Den. That is my game room. And also it's Instagram's fault for that as well. I was on Instagram and someone's amazing game room came across my feed. And I was thinking, why don't I have like my own personal space to game? I didn't really want to turn any of these rooms into a game room. I kind of wanted something separate. So I had the shed outside and I had a vision. I had a birthday one time where I got one of those game trucks, and I said, I would love something like that where I could have a TV for me and a TV for whomever wants to be kicking it with me. So I built my game room, and I wanted my game room to reflect the type of gamer and person who I am, which I consider myself a retro fan. I also wanted to show off my original consoles that I grew up with, and as well as other history of consoles. I didn't grow up on the Atari. Atari was so important in gaming history that I needed to have a couple of Ataris. And then once I started going down that road, and I realized there's other consoles too that are important. And I just the games that I would play when I was doing history on the consoles like ColecoVision and Intellivision. Then I learned about a Channel F. And not many people know about the Channel F. And I have the Channel F in box, basically brand new, never used. This console came out in the 70s, and it was invented by a black man who also was the one who invented Select Start and the cartridges, which Nintendo and everybody else, used. So it's a fun space. It is definitely my go-to when I need to step away from the world. But also there's history in there that I think is important to remember how we got to where we are today in the gaming world. Battletoads, I feel like is one of those games that we just all loved to hate. A lot of times people ask me what's some of the things that I do during the day, and one of those things is retro game shopping. And today I've got the Super 7 Super Cyborg Queen Android. Remember back in the day we used to steal batteries from remotes? If I had to describe my content now that I know that officially I am a content creator, it's nerdy, it's corny, it's silly, but also I think my content is fun and I don't know if I can say this, but kind of sexy, because nerds and dorks and geeks and all that kind of stuff, dude, we weren't cool growing up. We weren't cool at all. Now that I'm an adult and I can spend money on what I want, and I feel that the world is shifting where nerds are cool, they are hot, and so I want my content to represent my personality, which is fun, silly, bubbly. I'm definitely more confident and secure with who I am as a person, my looks, women dealing with body dysmorphia and not feeling pretty and not feeling good about, whatever size they are, but I am definitely at a point in my life where I'm proud to be me. The best part of posting content is being able to geek out about, some of this stuff, because your friends and family, they don't care. They're not into that kind of stuff. But posting on Instagram and YouTube and getting comments from other people who are like, holy cow, this is freaking awesome. They share the excitement that I have for gaming a Ninja Turtle is the best part of creating content, is being able to share my passion and learn about other people's passions. A lot of this stuff in here, I wouldn't even known about it if I wasn't connected to these communities. And they're also very helpful in the turtle community, in the gaming community. They're also kind, well, they are to me. And you know, there's bullies and stuff like there, but for the most part, people want, you know, other people to be successful and be happy. If there's like this new toy that's coming out, they want to share so that other people can get these new toys. And it's been awesome having that outlet to share all the stuff that I think is cool. My Donatellos from my childhood are my most prized possession. Even though a lot of those figures are loose and not worth hardly anything, but all of my Playmates figures that I actually played with, that my mother busted her ass to make enough money to make sure that my brother and I had a good Christmas, that's important to me. And they're way more valuable to me than like the 1989 original 10-carded turtles that I have. My toys that my mother went out to get for us, those will go to the grave with me. I am the Queen G22 all the way across the board. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm simple. It's just my name all over the platforms. I will be creating content forever, as long as I can, if I'm able to. I would say one of the best compliments that I received one time was a gentleman said how much of an inspiration I was to his daughter. And which is something I never thought about, you know, that little girls would look up to me, I guess. I mean, I'm confused of what exactly they're looking up to, but I guess it's just the fact being open and wanting to share, you know, something that I'm passionate about, which there are a lot of women, females, that are doing that, but just aren't, we're just not seeing as many of them as there are. So I would love my target audience to be more, you know, the little dorky, corny little insecure introvert girls like what I was growing up, and becoming and blossoming into very secure, you know, adults, human. Yeah.